At-home date night ideas that are fun, romantic, easy, and cheap. While we all know about the importance of date nights to maintain a relationship, it's often easier said than done. Your work schedule might conflict with your partner's. Perhaps you're on a tight budget. Or maybe you just have children. My husband and I rarely go out for date nights. We're constantly spending time with our daughter. This doesn't mean we don't have any kind of date night. We just have an at-home date night when our kid is sleeping. What's an at-home date night? It's spending one-on-one time doing a fun activity as a couple in the comfort of your home. It can be at any time of the day. It's also cheaper because you don't have to pay for gas, entertainment, tips, etc. What can couples do for fun at home? Here are the best stay-at-home date night ideas we've come across. They're fun, romantic, easy, inexpensive, out of the box, and many of them you can plan at the last minute. 42. At-home date night ideas. 1. Play a board game. Healthy competition can keep your relationship fun. You could play a traditional game like chess, checkers, Uno, Clue, or Yahtzee. You could do a crossword puzzle book together. 2. Ask questions. Having a deep conversation with your partner can take your relationship to a whole new level. It can be difficult to get to that stage in your date night when you're talking about the same things day in and day out, like work, your kid, the news. 3. Do a puzzle together. Puzzles are both a challenging and relaxing at-home date night idea. You can pick one that can be finished in a night, or do one that can extend over a weekend. 4. Brew beer or make wine together. If either of you are beer or wine enthusiasts, this can be a fun, indoor hands-on at-home date activity to do together. To make it easy, you can get a beer-making kit or wine-making kit. That way it includes everything you need and you can just focus on making it. 5. Change the atmosphere for your meal. Set the atmosphere like you're in a fancy restaurant. Just a few small changes to your environment can set the mood for your date night meal. For example, put a tablecloth on your table, dim the lights and light some delicious smelling candles. Then turn on some soft music. 6. Make a meal together. Making a meal can be a chore, but it can also be a wonderful romantic date night at home experience for you both. You could try cooking a new recipe together. 7. Have an ice cream sundae party. Here's another dessert date night at home idea. My workplace had an ice cream sundae event. It was a lot of fun. We ordered in a bunch of ice cream and bought a variety of toppings and syrups. It was so well attended the social committee made it a regular event. 8. Do a tasting. Tastings are probably one of my favorite out-of-the-box date night activities. It's fun, romantic, stimulating, and sometimes even educational depending on the product. 9. Do a cooking challenge. Similar to a challenge you would see on MasterChef, you can give each other 3 mystery ingredients like chicken, carrots, and onions. 10. Order takeout. Sometimes it's nice to not have to cook at home. You and your partner can relax and just focus on enjoying each other. 11. Make a scrapbook. Maybe you've been on a trip recently, or you haven't put together your wedding album. Organizing photos and mementos into a scrapbook can be a romantic and heartwarming way to spend an evening together at home. 12. Go down memory lane. Closely related to scrapbooking, you could also flip through old photo albums. Watch family movies. Recount the good old memories and times. It's nice to take the time to reminisce. 13. Learn something new together. Maybe it's a new skill like juggling or a specific dance style like salsa dancing. One way to learn this skill is through a class. You can do this online for your stay-at-home date night. 14. Learn your love language. The 5 Love Languages is a New York Times bestseller about how to make love last. It guides couples to identify their love language. It shows you how to learn to speak and understand your partner's love language so you can communicate more effectively with each other. 15. Do a paint night. I did a paint night with my husband on Valentine's Day. We went to a restaurant that was hosting the event. With the guidance of a professional painter, we tried to duplicate this one painting. 16. Get some coloring books. Similar to painting, you can get a fun adult coloring book. Each person can take out a page and get started. 17. Use modeling clay. If you'd rather create with your hands, you can use modeling clay. It might seem like this type of at-home activity is just for kids, but it can be just as stimulating, relaxing, and entertaining for adults. 18. Build Lego together. The same principle applies for Lego. There are some really cool Lego sets. There are also nostalgic sets that will make you smile. 19. Play a sport. If you want to do something more active on your home date night, you can play a sport. If you're looking for something indoors, you could use a beanbag toss game, the horseshoe game, or an indoor mini golf set. Those are always fun times. 20. Have a karaoke night. If you don't think this will wake up your kid if you have one, singing duets on karaoke and be just what your heart and soul needs. You don't need a karaoke machine. You can just set up a microphone to your home speakers or just do it without either. Then YouTube songs karaoke style for your date at home. 21. Set up camp. Staying at home doesn't mean you can't experience the joys of camping together. You can camp either indoors or outdoors. It might not seem like a lot of fun to do it indoors. You can build a fort out of pillows. Pull out sleeping bags. Open your window so you can see the stars and watch the sunset. 22. Clean the house. Depending on the couple, this might not sound like very much fun. If you already need to clean the house, you can make it fun by having some chips and dip, beers, and play music while you clean. 23. Declutter. Along with cleaning, there's also decluttering and organizing activities for your home date night. You could start with trying on old clothes in front of each other. That could be a fun or funny experience. You can then sort your clothes into items you want to keep, donate, or discard.
24. Do a home renovation. This may or may not be appealing. I know it can be therapeutic for some depending on the activity. You could build a piece of furniture together or paint a room. If you already need to do this, might as well do it on a date night. Maybe you can reward each other with chocolates afterwards.
Add 25. Set up a spa date at home. Getting pampered with your partner at your home spa is an opportunity to get relaxed and intimately connect. To set the atmosphere, you can play spa music or just do it on a rainy day. Rain can be such a calming noise. 26. Take a bubble bath together. Draw a bath for you and your spouse. Put in some magnesium bath flakes, which will further calm the muscles. Break out a bottle of wine and just relax together. 27. Create a goals list. It can be a bucket list, an annual goals list, or a monthly goals list. It can be as simple or as complex as you'd like. This is a perfect last-minute at-home date idea. You can make the lists separately and compare them or make them together. This is your opportunity to dream big. 28. Write a letter. Another easy last-minute date night idea at home is to write a letter. It could be to each other or to family or friends who will appreciate them. You could even put it in a time capsule like an old cookie tin box to open 1 year later. 29. Watch some TV. There's nothing more relaxing than curling up with your partner on the couch or bed and watching a movie, TV show, documentary, or stand-up comedy together at home. It can be a new release or a favorite. You can make it a marathon if you'd like. 30. Listen to something that moves you. Listening to music together is an easy-to-do, last-minute date idea at home. You can listen to a whole album from your favorite artist. You can listen to a podcast or audiobook together. Have a book club night with your spouse. 31. Watch a sports game. Watch your local team play on TV for your home date. Put on your fan clothing and accessories. Grab beers. Have hot dogs, nachos, and fries. You can even make bets on which team will win. 32. Play a video game. If you or your partner's a gamer, this is a no-brainer for your home date night. 33. Make a craft. It could be decorating plain white mugs or t-shirts, making masks, writing a story or song, making your own candles, etc. There's so much you could create on your home date night depending on what your interests are. At the end of the night, you'll have a unique memento to remember the activity. 34. Do each other's makeup. This might seem like an odd out-of-the-box date night activity. It'll be a cute, hilarious, and possibly educational experiment you'll not soon forget. You can do this a few times once without telling your partner what any of the makeup is and once guiding your partner along the way. Either way, you'll definitely want to record this memory for the future. 35. Dress each other up. If you've ever wanted to dress up your partner, This is the opportunity to do so. You can ask each other to try on 5 different outfits. Maybe make it themed in some way, like what he or she can wear to a 70s disco, etc. 36. 7-second challenge. Have you heard of the 7-second challenge? It's when you ask someone to complete a challenge in under 7 seconds. It's a simple, fun 2-person game that tests your knowledge, speed, and limits. The challenges can be intellectual or physical. Here are examples of what you could ask. Name 5 countries you've visited together. Put on a jacket and button it up. Say 10 words in a different language. Name 5 foods that end in Y. Suck on a lemon for 5 seconds. Spell encyclopedia. 37. Make a music video together. If you and your partner love to rock it out, you might want to make a music video together for your indoor date night. It's a silly, fun activity to add to your video memories. You can dress up, put on wigs, have fun with the storyline of the production. 38. Fight. Depending on the weather and your living situation, you can go to your backyard and have a snowball or water balloon fight. If you don't want to get wet, you can make it into a game. If you don't want to go outside, you can fight with whipped cream or pillows. There are so many different ways to get into a fun fight. 39. Plan a vacation. Select the destination, research the places to see and things to do there, create your itinerary, select the restaurants you want to visit for your at-home date night. Planning is often just as fun as experiencing the vacation. 40. Shop for each other. It can be fun to shop for your partner and see how much you really know him or her for your date night at home. Or you can introduce your partner to something that's out of their box. Maybe it's a new outfit. Perhaps you can set a theme for the gift, like it has to be the color blue. 41. Have a theme for your date night. It's nice to mix things up and have a theme for your date night at home. For example, Elvis, 80s, James Bond, a specific movie theme, a country, etc. You could immerse yourself in the culture and play a pretend role. 42. Have an oyster party. Getting oysters at a restaurant can be really expensive. For Valentine's Day, we spent almost $50 for a dozen raw oysters at a restaurant. Then the following week, we discovered a local seafood market with oysters costing between $1 to $1.75 per piece. A few tips on this date night. 1. Ask the retailer which oysters are popular and fresh. We initially got a bit of everything and got a few questionable ones. I also find just going with the larger oysters is a good idea. 2. Use an oyster knife. We initially used a combination of a steak knife and a bottle opener. Big mistake. It was painfully difficult to open up the oysters. 3. Watch a YouTube video on how to shuck oysters. There are so many fun and cheap ways you can enjoy each other's company while at home. You don't have to wait for a special occasion or when it's been too long to have a date. Just set the date and make it a regular habit. Any night works for home date nights. Visit shop.mommoneymap.com for more information.